All right, we're officially live. Thanks, Michelle, for joining. How are you doing?
I am doing all right. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing today?
Good, good. I know you pointed out my fun background. It's a nice live tree inside of a house, which is really nice. But I wanted to kick things off because I mentioned this last time too, we're doing a couple of live streams like this and basically to just promote some of the speakers that we have at our upcoming DataConnect conference in literally 5 weeks, which is so crazy. Um, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to Lyft?
Yeah, absolutely. And so, hey everybody, my name is Michelle. As Reagan just said, I do currently work at Lyft, and I'd say that my journey there, I don't know, a couple of things happened in between. And so, starting at the very beginning, I did study information systems and business analytics while in school. Went to University of Texas at Dallas, did both my master's and my undergrad there, and immediately after graduating, I went into consulting. And so, consulting is really cool because you do get that opportunity to see variety of different clients, a variety of different industries. I ended up being placed, in financial institutions, but there I was a financial crime consultant. And so that meant really just looking at what my different clients, as financial institutions, they have so many transactions coming in and really looking at their data and saying, okay, is this potentially fraud? Is this potentially transaction monitor? Or is this potentially like structuring or anything like that where criminals might be, I don't know, doing some bad activity in the banks? But with my different clients, every single project is a little bit different. But for me, since I was on the data side, I was responsible for producing like a lot of, like reports. Oh, we got a cat joining. This is Riley. Say hi. Oh, she's fallen. Um, and so there, I really got to learn just a lot about presenting information and just having like tweak your presentations for different types of clients, or really figuring out what types of data you need to show like different types of people. And with that job, I did start picking up on Tableau quite a bit, which is my data visualization tool of choice. And I would either use it to like do my own analysis, use it to like put together presentations. And then some of my projects did involve like building Tableau dashboards. So I had the opportunity to practice Tableau a lot, and then I started practicing it on my own quite a bit. And I was like entering Women in Analytics data visualization competitions, publishing my stuff on Tableau Public. And then eventually, I think that's how Lyft found me when they were looking for a Tableau developer for their finance team. And so about 2 years ago, during COVID, I was recruited to Lyft to work on finance and build Tableau dashboards. And that's where I am today. So I know that was a
That's
lot.
awesome. I actually learned even more about you than I did before, and we've known each other for a little bit now. So tell us why you're excited to attend and speak at the event this year.
Oh my gosh, so excited just because we haven't been in person at a conference for so long. And so it's really going to be cool just to see so many people in person again for the first time. But I'm really excited. Well, one, to go to Columbus because I lived in Columbus for a couple of years. And so it's just always exciting to have like an excuse to go back. But really the biggest thing with visiting like the DataConnect conference is really just meeting so many new people. And I feel like every time I get to go to one of these conferences, I get so much more inspiration on things that I can either be doing better at my job, or I even learn like something new to apply to a dashboard that I have. And so I always feel like I come back home with like so much information and inspiration on how to, I guess, like be a little bit better at my job.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too with conferences. It's like there are talks that maybe you don't think are super applicable to what you're doing, but when you attend it, you're like, oh my God, I could use it like, five different things that they just said and apply it maybe in a little bit of a different way in my day to day. But it's usually super helpful and refreshing to like hear somebody talk about the problem a little bit differently. So I'm super excited for your talk. You do such a fabulous job talking about data visualizations and design. And you're going to be talking about adding context to financial dashboards. So why did you pick that topic and give us kind of a teaser of some of the topics you're going to cover?
Of course. And so, oh, she doesn't know where she wants to go right now. The reason why I picked adding context to financial dashboards is because I do have a lot of experience with that at my current job at Lyft. And so when I walked in, we already had a lot of dashboards to start with. And what I need to do is really figure out how can we enhance them and how can we make them more useful to the people that are looking at them. And so I'd say that my talk comes directly from my experience, but a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is like we can present the financials. I can tell you, she's a little bit wild today. I can tell you, exactly how much money we're making, how much money is going to different areas of the company. But the question there's always additional questions after that. Like I can present, a big number and say, this is how much we made last quarter. But then the next question is, okay, how does that break out into our different products? How does that compare to last quarter, last year? And so because there are always those additional questions that you can anticipate from people, I think that having that context to your dashboards is so important because they're going to be asking those questions. They're going to have to come back to you. So it's better to be prepared for that ahead of time. So that's really what I'm going to be covering in the talk is what other types of information might be helpful to add to some of those numbers that you're presenting.
Yeah, and every organization, no matter if you're a nonprofit organization, government entity, for profit, you can totally relate to a lot of the baseline of financial dashboards that are out there. And it's really nice to know how to get that up and running. And I know I've had a couple of startups now, and like financial dashboards are absolutely the backbone and key to like understanding how the business is moving. So it's going to be super applicable to a lot of people who are in attendance, and I'm super excited for that. So you mentioned coming back to Columbus. Is there any specific spot that you want to hit up while you're here? Restaurant or cafe or anything like that?
Yeah, so I have to say, I feel so bad because I don't remember the name, but there is a Momo restaurant in Columbus that I am obsessed with. And so when I lived there, they only had one location, like in some random grocery store. But now I know that they have a location. What is it? The market called? South Market? Central Market?
Oh, North Market.
North Market. I knew it
Yes,
was
so close.
There's a Momo restaurant in the North Market, and I will definitely be going there.
And it is walkable from the venue too. So if people are there and they want to head there for lunch, you can totally check that out. That's awesome. All right, awesome. Well, thanks, Michelle. I'm super, super excited to see you in person in just a few weeks here. And if anybody wants to find you beforehand and connect with you before the event, where can they find you?
Yeah, so the easiest way to connect with me is on LinkedIn. So my name you'll find me under J. Michelle Maraj, working at Lyft, senior financial systems analyst. LinkedIn is usually the easiest way to get in touch with me. So I'd say start there.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate you taking some time.
Of course, and see y'all there.